What's up, dog?
Hey.
You gotta give it more than fucking 5 seconds. Did you even prime it?
Won't stay running.
Did you prime it?
Yep.
You gotta let it warm up. Let it idle, it's fine now. I promise.
Well, man, it's adjusted for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let this down.
I'm gonna try to build it that way, so no. Oh yeah.
Pull back up now.
All right, so the jack was not required. All right, so we're working on the trailer today. There's Mr. Connor. Say hello, Mr. Connor. And we got this 14-foot trailer a few years ago. And the whole time we've had it, it's had old rotten boards on it, and we had just put some plywood over it. Anyway, so we're doing a little bit of welding on it, fixing up some stuff that's cracked. We put axles in it about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. But other than that, we've never done anything to this thing. When we replaced the axles, we did not do brake axles, so we're updating those to brake axles now. And we're putting a new deck on. So yeah, enjoy. You have to hold the camera. You have to hold the camera. Good boy today. Yeah, we did the boy. All right, so I got the box mounted. Now I got this ran, so we're gonna wire this up, and then we're gonna also add in our trailer brake wiring. Alright, so there's a couple things we did to this trailer years ago when we did the axle swap. We added some D-rings here, there, there on each side, and then there's one more, yeah, right there. We added those D-rings, and we've used all of them, but we really wanted some here. There's always, there ends up being the front of something about right here. And if you have stuff sitting here in front of it for whatever reason, then you can't use those two, or you're using those two to strap something else down. Point is, we want to add 2 more D-rings here, so we're going to do that. I'm currently working on adding the trailer brakes, but the problem that I have is, for some reason, they sent these assembled with the dust seal already in the back. And so when I tried to pull the dust seal to pack the bearings, I absolutely destroyed it. I tried really hard not to, but it didn't work out. So I'm getting a new dust seal for that today, as long as the stores are open. We're going through a little bit of a winter. We're doing a little bit of ice storm right now, so all the places are closing early. But hopefully we can get a dust seal for this today and get this side assembled, and hopefully the other side. Also, we're missing the hardware for back here where it bolts to the flange. Yeah, it didn't come with that, so I've got to go by the store and pick up some nuts to bolt each side of these on. And yeah, that's pretty much all we lack. We're gonna add the D-rings up there. We're still working on fixing this dovetail so that a board will fit basically perfectly in here. What we're gonna end up having to do is we're gonna end up having to add something here to space it, because in order for us to notch it, we would have to notch this piece of angle the whole way down, which basically involves taking it out and then cutting straight down the piece of it with a torch or with a grinder. And I don't think we really feel like doing all that. So we're thinking about building up, we're trying to make it even on each side so we can build up a solid piece all the way across and the boards end up being even. Because if you look at the current moment, when we add a board in, you have a pretty decent gap there, about the width of my finger, you know, and we want those to sit pretty much perfectly flush. It probably would not be that important if you were hauling lawnmowers, ATVs, stuff like that. Lawnmowers? It's lawnmowers. It probably would not be that important if you were hauling lawnmowers and ATVs and things like that. But we haul scissor lifts, those things, on this trailer quite often. Pretty much almost every time we haul them to a new job site, we are using it to haul scissor lift. And that was one of the points of adding this diamond back here, because this used to be wood and it did the same thing this did, it sank down. So we added this diamond in here and welded it at the top. And so now this is a smooth transition, but when we get to here, the front of it is gonna nosedive. And these things do not have very much ground clearance at all. So anything it can catch on, it will catch on. We're also going to fix this piece that's been up, because that's basically, I think actually a scissor lift did that. I think we smacked into it, it got hung. So we're gonna heat that up with the torch, bend it back flat. But what we're gonna try to do first is get this thing as low and even on each side as we can, so that when we space it, we can just add something solid the whole way down, instead of having to, like, before we would have had to add more here, because this used to be all the way at the top. So we would have had to add something higher here to the middle and then lower from there to there. So we discovered that if we were to cut this off, it would make that a lot simpler. So yeah, that's what we're working on back here. It should all make sense whenever we get it done, but yeah, there's basically going to end up being some kind of block spacing on the bottom of this right here. All right, so we got all that stuff welded in. I'm gonna start terminating all these wires for the trailer. There is a little paper list that it came with that tells us exactly what's what on the trailer side. This thing's pretty cool. It's a little nylite trailer kit that comes with this junction box built into the harness. This was the best way I could think to convert this. There might be some better ways out there, but as far as I know, this is one of the best ways. You get a factory 7-pin harness, and all you gotta do is lay your wires in here. This also gives you a point of test. If you have any problems later on down the line, you can come in here and ohm out your ground and test hot to your trailer brakes and all that stuff. We can also bench test our trailer brakes from right here by hooking 12 volts straight between this blue wire and this white wire. It will energize the brakes, and you should not be able to turn the wheel. So that's a way that we're probably gonna do that to bench test these before we take this thing out on the road. So I have my factory harness coming from the trailer lights here. All this worked before, so this should all be fine to reuse. The only thing we're adding, this blue wire is for the trailer brake, like the actual power to the trailer brakes, and then we're adding a new ground to the frame because the old ground was up front and I'd ripped it off several times, so it already been repaired. So we're just gonna take a bolt and nut it straight to the frame. That's where we'll grind off the spot, and then take it straight to the white on the trouble block. You know what? Somebody told. I'll try to wait. Get it. That way. That's it. That's right. Alright, so I got all the wires for the trailer done. I left loops in this stuff in case for some reason I did it wrong, but I did it according to what I read online and according to what this said. So we'll see when we start testing it, but yeah, that's pretty much the basic gist of it. I'm gonna cover this up, get the brakes wired, and we're done. And obviously land this ground, which is a little bit short, but it's fine.
Big round. Come on, man.
All right, so we're finishing up the gate. We are adding, basically all we're doing is we had these two in the middle from a while back. We added to drive stuff straight on it. We decided to add those here and here because we keep having a problem with this mesh. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all bowed in all the way down. And so we were trying to add a little more support to this gate. So we finished basically everything but this side. We still got to do that. Yesterday I was working on adding a toolbox up here, which was kind of a last minute thing I decided I wanted, because I've had this little Cobalt toolbox laying around for a while. It kind of sucks for a truck, at least for my purposes, because it's so skinny. It's probably good if you have like I don't know, I guess if you want to maximize bed space, you can keep a couple ratchet straps on it, but for me it doesn't really do anything. So I decided that the best place for it would be on this trailer. So I've got some angles sticking out here, and it's basically going to rest here, and we're going to have the max amount of deck width because it's going to overhang. But when it was overhanging, it was hitting the original spare tire mount, which I didn't like anyway because this jack handle was always hitting it. So we decided to rig up a new spare tire mount. We tack welded these in place because before they were just free floating, and then we welded in a piece of angle and we just got it bolted now. So, but yeah, it looks pretty good on there. It's not sticking out too far or anything. So yeah, that's pretty much all we're doing to this thing. We are gonna eventually pressure wash this deck off, and I need to get some urethane sealer and put down, or some kind of sealer, because this is untreated wood. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of this setup. It is sitting a little high. I mean, it's a good ways above the trailer, but it is going to work. It is going to do what we need it to do. We can still access our D-rings to strap stuff. We can still put stuff all the way forward on the trailer without it being a problem. The only reason that this can't go here is because of this top cross member, because this is an older trailer, and so they made it out of angle. And as you can see, at some point this trailer was severely overloaded and it bent really badly. The only way to really fix that is to put a piece of C-channel in, which is going to mess up my my box mounting, but I mean, that's fine. We actually had some 3-inch, there's some 2.5-inch C-channel over there, but it would have been a lot of torching, and we have only put about maybe 2 days into this trailer build so far. For us, it just wasn't really something we wanted to mess with at this point in time. This is the final product. At least for now. If in the future we decide to redo this tongue, I might make a little short video about redoing that. But yeah, that'll probably be quite a few years down the road.